Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that has extended the gains that we saw in yesterday's session, also getting a good handover from the Asian markets. Looking at the all share on the day, up by almost 0.5%. That gain largely coming from the resources 10 complex, climbing almost 2.5%. The industrial 25 eking out a slight gain there, just 0.05% above the flat line. But backing that overall trend is the financial 15 with a slide of 0.15%. Let's take a look at the market stateside. And of course, the Fed has started its two-day meeting today. Of course, that will be concluded tomorrow, and we will get the latest interest rate decision out of the central bank in the evening. But those markets, they're seeming to be feeling a lot of pressure, particularly the tech-heavy NASDAQ that's carrying most of those losses, declining almost 2%. S&P 500 with a loss of more than 1%, and the Dow edging lower by almost 0.75%. Let's take a look at the markets across the Atlantic, and on that front we are of course talking about monetary policy there in the US, also waiting for the Bank of England's latest interest rate decision that will come on Thursday. But also in Germany, we had the German parliament voting on a debt reform there, with changes made there that will be more flexible in terms of accommodating higher defense spending. We are looking at positive markets, FTSE 100 up by 0.1%, CAC 40 ticking up by more than 0.4%, and a climb on the DAX of more than 0.2%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major... what's happening there? I'm waiting for the rand against some of the major currencies. But I guess before we get to that, let's take a look at the other currency pairs. Euro dollar at 1.09, pound dollar at 1.29, and the yen just below 150 against the US dollar. Just checking to see if we do have that rand picture on that front. If not, we will be coming back to it after the 6 o'clock news. Okay, there we go. The rand against the US dollar at 18 rand 14, against the pound at 23 rand 52, and against the euro at 19 rand 78.